Okay, so in today's video, I am going to be breaking down how you can teach a 3-2 trap zone defense. But first, what is this zone? What is it all about? So let's get down, let's check it out. So in a regular 3-2 zone, you're generally going to be seeing your players defending this area. Now, the difference between this and a 3-2 trap is that you're trying to trap players in this corner. That's the whole main idea. And what you're going to be having now instead is player 3 guarding that large of an area, player 2 guarding that large of an area, player 4 guarding here, 5 guarding there, and then you would have player 1 essentially playing the top. And to teach this, how I like to teach it is just by simply walking around on the court, having the players be able to then basically move in the same directions as they normally would be if that ball was in that location. Now, when that ball starts going down into this corner, we would see player 4 and 3 pop out to try and trap. Player 5 would then move to that low post. We would then basically have player 1 guarding the swing pass and player 2 guarding essentially that high post. If this player was to pass into the low post, we would then have player 2 move down and he would take this low post. We would then have player 1 recover out and cover the high post. And then we would have player 3 recover out and guard the elbow as well as the wing of that zone. Now, let's say as an example, this ball gets maybe kicked out to the far side. We would then have player 2 move out. He would then be taking that low post area like player 5 was guarding over here before. Player 2 and 5 then switch. Player 2 or player 1 would then have to sprint out to cover that trap. And then we would have player 3 move over. He would then be guarding that wing / high post, and player 5 would then be guarding that low post, where now player 4 would be guarding up here. So basically what you would be finding is the 2 low post players, they will be switching with those wing defenders. Meanwhile, there's always going to be a trap in these corners. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not an easy zone to teach kids. An easier zone to teach is my unbeatable zone defense down in the description below. And instead of just trapping the corners, that defense also traps the low post as well, or I should say double teams the low post as well. And when that happens, it's not leaving players open like we see in this zone here. So what that's essentially doing is it's just adding essentially an extra mix in, but with a little bit more simplicity behind it. So make sure to go check that out down in the description below. But anyways, getting back to the clipboard, what we are seeing now is essentially just single zone coverage in the low posts, single zone coverage in the high post, as well as the wings and the point. Meanwhile, in this zone, this 3-2 trap, we would then have the traps in the corners. Now, a fantastic way of teaching the trap is by having all of your players go through the trap locations, which means that we would have one big line at the point, and then the first person in that line is going to pass to a player who is in this corner. At that time, we're going to have player 3 pass that ball to player 3 blue, and he's going to chase his pass, follow his pass, and then player 1 is going to sprint out, and what is going to happen is they're going to try and trap player 3 in that corner. Meanwhile, player 3 is going to try and dribble out and try to score on those 2 players. So in this drill, basically what you're trying to do is, of course, teach your ball handler, or at least teach your players, how to get out of a trap or out of a double team. And then on the same time, you're also teaching your players how to run that same 3-2 zone trap. It's actually a very smart way of doing it. Now, there's also one extra drill, how you could actually load this drill. It's fantastic. So we'll reload this drill, and we're going to stick the coach near the baseline. And what we will do here is, of course, just like the last drill, after you make that pass, you're going to fill this position. When you're finished with this position, you're going to fill this position. And now, after that position, before you would normally go in the back of that line, but now this position moves to here, this position moves to here, and then this position moves to this guy. We have one new position in this load. So what we are going to do here is we're going to have the first player pass down. Still same thing, try to trap in that corner. When that happens, we're going to have the coach run on, and then we're going to have this far side player come over and play defense on the coach. When this player sees that there's an opening to pass, he's going to pass to the coach, and when that coach gets that ball, we really want to see player 2, of course, defending the coach, but also see what player 3 and 1 will do with player 3 blue, because we would want to see player 3 blue cut towards the rim, and we would obviously want to see player 3 red follow him so that that pass can't get through. If the coach can't get that pass to player 3 blue and player 2 comes over to defend, and so that coach can't score, then the defense wins. But if coach doesn't get defended by player 2, or player 3 blue is wide open for that pass for the layup, then the defense loses. So that's how you can run the 3-2 trap zone defense, but also a fantastic drill that you could run to teach it. Make sure to go check out my Unbeatable Zone Defense book down in the description below if you want an easier and, in my opinion, better zone defense. And I'll see you guys again next time.